Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hallie and let's talk about books. Tomorrow is Christmas. Merry Christmas, I guess. I am still kind of processing the fact that 2022 is over. What the heck happened this year? What was this year? But you know, I'm just going with the flow. I am ending this year in a very good, healthy headspace. My heart and my mind are both at peace, are both happy, and that is just my biggest accomplishment this year, and I'm very happy about it. So I hope your heart and your mind are doing okay. But for now, I have my top books of the year. These are my favorites of 2022. Let me start by saying I did not read as much as I thought I would this year. I think this year for me was like a very slumpy year. Like I had reading slumps coming at me left and right, everywhere. They just pop up out of nowhere. Also, you guys, college kicked my ass so hard this year. I just finished third semester at university, and college, it's time consuming. Like, let alone being hard or not, it is hard, but it is also very much time consuming, and I just had no time at all. But you know what? I've made peace with that fact. These are my top books of the year. I'm very happy with the selection. Let's just get into it because I could just keep talking forever. Also, these are not in any particular order because I don't want to rank them. These are just a list of favorites. The first three I'm gonna show you guys, I think, are the most obvious options, so I kind of want to get them like out of the way, because if you follow me at all on Instagram, if you don't, here's my Instagram, but if you do, I just talked non-stop about these three books all year long, so I'm just gonna get them out of the way. First of all, Bitch Read by Emily Henry. I read this year, and this is my all-time favorite book, so it's weird that I just read this a couple of months ago, and I feel like it's been with me since the day I was born. So this book just means everything to me. It's a romance, but it's so much more than a romance. January and Gus own my entire heart in a way I can't even explain. And this is one of those books that are a 360 recommendation for me. I will recommend this book to every single human being that will listen. So please go ahead and read this. This next one is a book that I read back in March that, again, doesn't make sense in my head that I just read it in March. That's Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This is one of my favorite books of all time. This book, you guys, I will never shut up about it. It just made such a big impact on me. I started learning sign language because of this book. I still am, and I'm very just happy and proud, and this just holds such a special place in my heart. I look at this book with hearts in my eyes every single time I do. Same thing with this one. These two are like my big stars of this year, I think. My two big babies, this right here. Yeah, if you're gonna take any recommendation at all out of this video, please let it be Bitch Read and Archer's Voice. The next ones are a little bit tricky because I did read Some Kind of Perfect by Kristen Becker-Ritchie early this year. This is the epilogue novel, the last book in the Addicted/Galloway Sister series, and that series is my absolute everything, my top one favorite series of all time. My little baby means everything to me, is that series. And this was the last book. It's the epilogue novel. It's a big chunk, and the experience of reading this was like no other. I did a whole big deal about annotating this. This is so special to me, so I just thought I would let this one make a quick appearance because I did read it this year and it's one of my all-time favorite. Yeah, but like this goes with the entire series that I read last year. So the Addicted/Galloway Sister series, as always, making a flash appearance in every single one of my videos. And the next one kind of goes hand in hand. It's The Bad Reputation Duet by Kristen Becker-Ritchie. Okay, this one is kind of a spin-off of The Addicted Galloway. Garrison and Willow are the main characters in this story, and they are side characters in The Addicted Galloway. So we see a lot of glimpses and sneak peeks about them there, and this is formally their love story. It was originally printed as two books, like duology, part 1 and part 2, whatever you are, whatever it takes. So this was book 1 and 2. This was the love story, and then this year they put these two together in a collector's edition, which is this one. So this is basically the same thing, just divided in part 1 and part 2, and then this is everything in one, but it's the same thing. This is just the cutest thing ever. I love them both so much. The character arc, this has one of my favorite character development ever. Please read the whole thing. I know it's a lot of compromise. I know it's like 12 books. It's worth it. You're not gonna regret it. Just give them a chance. I promise they changed my life. I know they can change yours. Give them a shot. But yeah, this kind of go hand in hand. I love them so much. Garrison and Willow, my babies. Give them a chance. They are grumpy sunshine. They are co-workers to friends to best friends to soulmates. So you can read them, I guess, like a standalone, but I would not recommend that at all. Like, just please read the whole thing. I know it's a lot, but read the whole thing, the whole Addicted Galloway Sister series, and then the Bad Reputation duet. So the next book on the list is A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. The thing with this book, this was not a 5-star read for me. It was like a 4.5. The thing with this one is that I had a couple of things that I wasn't very fan of at the end of the day, but after I finished it, I catched myself frequently thinking back to this and thinking about them. It wasn't perfect by any means, but I kind of really love it. So yeah, that's it basically. And also, like, the vibes are immaculate on this book. Like, it gives such Gossip Girl vibes. They're in prep school. There are like very rich kids, very powerful families, like old money vibes. The aesthetic is immaculate, and also the plot is almost like non-existent. Like, it is very much character driven. This book is all character. It's almost like their love story on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's just their life while they're falling for each other. Like, there's no plot. The only plot is their love story, which honestly was more than enough for me. I don't know what it is about it, but it's so entertaining. It's so addicting. I just loved it. And I just saw that Monica Murphy released a Christmas novella about them, which was the cutest thing I've ever read. I'm gonna put that here. I think it's called Birthday Kisses or something like that. It's on Kindle Unlimited, and it's the cutest thing ever. So if you're gonna give this a shot, give it, and then jump right straight to the novella, because the novella is the cutest thing ever. Just, it's perfect. I love it. And the next book in the list is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, and I've talked about this book before. I love this book so much. I think it was like the perfect read for me. It had everything I needed when I read it. It was such a light, funny, cute, romantic story, and that's exactly what I needed when I read it. Like, I just wanted to have a good time, and that's exactly what this gave me. And also the plot, the way this book, like the way the characters like get together and the reason of all this was just so funny and like cool and original to me. Basically, he is this scientist which has been developing this company that kind of matches you with your soulmate according to your DNA. Like, put a sample of your DNA and it goes to the database, and they let you know when your soulmate has been found because your DNA match. So basically, he is the owner of the company, and she, for some reason, ends up putting the sample in, and they end up being perfect match, which hasn't never happened. Like 100% or 99%, I don't know, I don't remember what it was, like 99 or 100% of compatibility on DNA has never happened, and they were supposed to be that. So it was like a huge thing, and he asked her to kind of help him fake date for the press and stuff, but the fact that they were soulmates by DNA wasn't fake, but they had to pretend to actually be in love for the publicity. So it was kind of fake dating stuff. And then the kid, because she is a single mom, the kid was so cute. Like, I remember never thinking the kid was like annoying or anything, so that was just bonus points for me. So yeah, I love this so much. Also, this is third point of view, which I'm not a fan of, and it was a red flag when I started this. It was like, is this third point of view? But I promise you don't even realize with this one. Next book, this has to be on the list, Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I love this book so much. This book reminds me a lot of The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I do think if you loved The Deal or the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy in general, you really are going to enjoy this. Basically, it's also college romance, hockey romance. He's a captain of the hockey team. She is a competitive ice skater, and they're both on the teams of the same college. Something happens that both teams are needed to share the same rink to like practice and stuff. It's very much grumpy sunshine. She is such a grump, but like a very nice grump, and she is like a golden retriever boyfriend, 100%. I had such a fun time reading this. I loved it. I loved the extra fluff, the fluff for the sake of being fluff. I loved it. I eat it up every single time. So I love this book so much. There were just a bunch of things about this book that I was really fan of. The communication between them was always 10 out of 10. They were always so open with each other. They touch very important conversations about mental health, the importance of mental health, the importance of therapy, of going to therapy. It was also very sex positive. The friend group, the friend family in here, 10 out of 10. And it is the first book in the series. We are getting more books with love stories inside the same friend group, so I am just such a fan of that. Love it, I cannot wait. So I definitely will recommend this one of my favorites of the year, easy. Okay, so I read the entire Twisted series by Ana Huang this year, and honestly I loved it. I think it's probably one of my favorite series, just because I really had an amazing time reading all of them. But I do have one favorite, and that's Twisted Games by Ana Huang. I just cannot get this book out of my head. Absolutely love it. We have the bodyguard trope. She's a real life princess. He's the bodyguard. We have forbidden romance. The friend group, again, fun family. The aesthetic of this book is immaculate. And their love story is just one of my favorite things ever. The build-up is there. The tension, the banter, everything is very much Grumpy Sunshine. And it is amazing. And I love it so much. And I just think about them every single day. This one, Twisted Games and Twisted Lies, were my two favorites of the entire series, but I think this one is always gonna win, even for a little bit, but this one is my top one. So definitely recommend this one. I would recommend read the whole series because all of them are good, and I think the experience of reading them one after the other really, like, it's worth it. We see all of the characters in all of each other's books, and the fun family is always there. The friend group is like very, very nice and very cool, and I really like it. And last but not least, we have Mine Would Be You by K. Jamila. This book was such a surprise. I did not expect to love this book as much as I actually did. We have very much opposite attract. It's like Grumpy Sunshine, but like he is, again, another one that's the definition of golden retriever boyfriend. He's such a sunshine, an optimistic human being. Like it says, Jackson Ross holds the sun in his hands. He literally does. And she is such a kind-hearted person, but she's very much more guarded than he is. Like, she has been badly burned by love before, and she's like, it's not gonna happen again. Like, okay, I'm not built for it. It's okay, but I'm just not gonna let my guard down. And he just looks at love as such an fascinating thing. Like, totally opposites, but like, they just fit so well together. This is also X's best friend. Basically, she is like burned by his childhood best friend. They were so in love, they ended up breaking up. She was devastated. And then years later, she gets a invitation in the mail, and it's an invitation for that ex's wedding. The thing is, he is her childhood friend, so she's like, you know what, we've been friends long before whatever between that happened. I'm gonna go to the wedding. Before the wedding comes around, she goes out on a girls' night to a club. She meets this guy. They hit it off like right away. Such a good chemistry and everything. They ended up not exchanging phone numbers, and so it's like, okay, I'm never gonna see him again. Very sad, whatever. And then the wedding day rolls around, and guess who's the best man of her ex? Yeah, this Jackson guy. I love this. Such a comfort, such a wholesome, light, super cute, I want this in my life kind of thing. So definitely Mine Would Be You by K. Jamila was a big surprise, and definitely one of my favorites. Wait a second, I almost forgot one, and I cannot believe I almost forgot it, but I don't have a physical copy of it yet, so that's why. But Quarterback Sneak by Candy Stainer, oh my god, one of my all-time favorites of the year. Easy. Okay, basically this is the third book in a series. The first book, Fair Catch, I think. Second book, Blindside. Third book, Quarterback Sneak. This is my favorite of the series so far. Easy. Blindside was also a very good one, but this one just easy win for me. And then I haven't read Fair Catch. I really should, but I have not yet. I already know it's not gonna beat this one, so yeah. Okay, so I don't remember if he is the captain of the team or just part of the team, but like his team recently changed coaches, so this new coach comes in. He brings his daughter with him as like an assistant because she's like studying athlete medicine or something like that. I don't remember, but like her practices and stuff she's gonna be around the team a lot. So the coach is very clear from the beginning that none of you are allowed to be near my daughter. These two are just a match made in heaven. I love them so much. They're perfect for each other, and it's like this little forbidden romance, and it has a little bit subplots of darker topics and everything, so please go ahead and check your warnings first. But the arc, the characters development, the plot, the tension, everything was amazing. I love this book so much. 5 stars. We are almost done, but before you go, I have in my hands the book club pick of January for my book club, and that's Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. We're gonna be reading this for the month of January, and I'm just so happy and excited that I get to read this with all of you guys. If you want to join us, all of the information about my book club is gonna be in the description box down below. It's with Fable, and it's called 1,000 Lives Book Club on Fable. And that was it for today's video, guys. That was my favorite books of 2022. If you want to check out my other social medias, here is Instagram and my TikTok, and everything else is linked down below as always. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys very soon on my next video.